Song Yadong defeats Henry Cejudo by a technical decision after eye-poking both of his eyes, and the fight was officially stopped after the third round was over. So here's what happened. Toward the end of the third round, Song Yadong poked Henry Cejudo in both of his eyes. Cejudo took the entire 5 minutes of a break, which he's allowed to do, got past the doctor, and Cejudo at this point was slowing down in the fight. It looked like he was getting tired, but he got past the doctor, continued the fight after. Song Yadong was going for the finish. He was trying to knock Henry Cejudo out, and immediately after the round was over, Cejudo starts telling his corner that his left eye was blurry. He wasn't saying that he couldn't see anything. He said that Song was blurry and he couldn't see the strikes that Song was throwing at him. He told him to bring the doctor in, and the doctor said that Cejudo cannot continue to fight. Therefore, Jason Herzog, the referee, called off the fight. Now, that was a mistake from Henry Cejudo, because if he told the doctor that he could not see before the third round ended, the fight would most likely have been a no contest, or possibly even a disqualification. But the fact that there was no point deduction, I doubt Jason Herzog would have disqualified Song Yadong. So because the doctor stopped the fight after the third round was over, the referee went to the scorecards because over half of the fight was scored, and the scorecards had Song Yadong winning 2 of the 3 rounds. Meaning if Jason Herzog did take a point away because of the eye poke, the fight would have been a draw, meaning they most likely would have a rematch. But because Song won the fight on a decision, because there was no point deduction, there probably isn't going to be a rematch, and Henry Cejudo has now his 3rd loss in a row ever since he made his return from retirement. So it was a mistake from Henry Cejudo for not telling the doctor that he couldn't see before the third round was over, which means he most likely didn't understand the rules and essentially put himself in a position where he either had to lose a decision because there was no point deduction or continue the fight compromised. But if he told the doctor that he couldn't see before the end of the third round, he would not have officially lost that fight. Now, there is the whole debate as to whether Cejudo quit or he really couldn't see out of his left eye. So here's the 2 arguments. Number 1, Henry Cejudo was making a veteran move. He was playing around the rules, and he might have believed that he was winning on the scorecards. Therefore, he fought his way all the way to the third round, then had the doctor stop the fight, and might have been surprised when the scorecards read that Song Yadong won. The second argument that some people have are that he could physically still fight, but knew that he wouldn't be able to fight well enough to beat Song Yadong. So he made that veteran move in understanding that he wasn't at his best after the eye poke, and he wouldn't be able to beat someone like Song Yadong after just fighting with him for nearly 3 rounds. He didn't stop the fight at the first break. He wanted to test out if he could still fight Song after the eye pokes. He couldn't see the punches like he said in his corner, and after that, he knew that the fight was over. He wouldn't be able to fight with Song with a blurry left eye. So those may be the 2 arguments as to why Henry Cejudo did not continue to fight. So it revolves around what is a definition of a quitter for an MMA fight. Some people see what Henry Cejudo did as quitting, but some people don't see it as quitting, right? It's like the same thing with tapping a strike. Some people see that as quitting, some people see that as admitting defeat. It's kind of a similar thing with Cejudo. With him saying that he knew that he wouldn't be able to fight Song Yadong after the eye poke, is that quitting? Is it admitting defeat? Or is it both? But regardless, at the end of the day, Song Yadong was the better fighter, and the longer the fight would have went, Song would have a better chance of winning the fight. So not the greatest finish, not the way that Song Yadong wants to win a fight, and it was such a great card. For the fight card to end with a finish like that wasn't great, man. The fight was excellent too. It was competitive. I thought Song Yadong was winning. I didn't actually agree with the 2 of those scorecards. I thought that Song Yadong won all 3 rounds. So I thought even with the point deduction, Song Yadong should have still won the fight. But just to be fair, 2 of the scorecards did give Song only 2 rounds. Meaning if there was a point deduction, if there was another referee who was not as lenient on eye pokes, the fight could have been a draw. Now, as to a rematch, I actually don't want to see a rematch between these 2 because Cejudo was losing that fight, and he was losing that fight the longer it was. Cejudo was slowing down, he was getting tired, and I think in a rematch, Song Yadong will be even better, whereas Cejudo might decline even more. I think Song Yadong would make that fight a lot more one-sided in a rematch. And because he did officially lose the fight, I don't know if the UFC would even do that. They have different goals for Song Yadong, right? They want to build more of the China market with him. I don't think they care to do another Cejudo fight. I think they just want to build him past that and just maybe use Cejudo as a stepping stone for the other rising contenders of the weight class. Kind of how they're doing with Rob Font. It was looking like it was going to be the best fight on the entire card, but the fight was stopped because of an eye poke. And now Henry Cejudo has not won a single fight ever since his return. He's had 3 fights since he vacated the belts and retired, and lost all 3 of those fights to Aljamain Sterling, Merab Dvalishvili, and now Song Yadong. So hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. If you guys did, make sure to give it a like, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video.